swim through some garbage, baby. We got plenty this week.
Oh, absolutely.
This one feels like it's eons ago. I think this one was last Sunday. So it's something you would think most people who are plugged in have seen, where she said, you know, there's free speech and then there's hate speech, and there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society. We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech. You wrote a question in here, because I put it in here that was related to it, which is good, which is hate speech free speech? And my answer to that is yes. What would your answer to that be as a generalization?
Yeah, unequivocally, yes.
Yeah, yo. And it's crazy because, and it's obvious and it's low-hanging fruit, but I'm still going to say it. This, you know, MAGA is woke now because the same arguments that they were making, that they were upset about with the whole, like, SJW era, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, they think, like, they can censor people because people are mean and hate speech. Like, they're doing the exact same thing. Now, I get annoyed because, like, does Pam Bondi represent the entire, like, MAGA? No. But they do seem to be in pretty lockstep. So
it does seem to be it seems to be the vibe at the moment in
lockstep?
MAGA world.
Sure. Is that
lockstep about,
yeah, no
you
doubt.
know, this is the
which
kind
you're
of
the
speech
woke,
that
which
is
you're the woke now.
unacceptable.
It's crazy how hypocritical it is and how much they don't care. And, like, we know why they don't care, because, like, as long as it helps their side, they, like, hypocrisy has been left behind by, like, a lot of people in an unfortunate way in the last like, you know, whatever amount of years. So we know why that they don't care about the hypocrisy. It just sucks that, like, it's so obvious. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the same
I will say
people that complained about the SJWs. Go ahead. It's just
there
ridiculous,
are
man.
public conservative figures that are pushing back a little bit on this, but for the most part, I've not heard much outrage about the Jimmy Kimmel firing. And it seems like Trump he's sort of alluding to the fact that it was because Kimmel had bad ratings is really why he got fired. But it's come out now, and the FCC, I don't know what the name of the head of the FCC is, but he basically confirmed it himself.
Yeah.
Was that they sent out to local stations saying, if you air this, we're going to pull your licenses. Like, that is,
dude,
objectively.
And I want to keep bashing the
anti-free
same
speech.
people who used to fight against this in what I always felt was a dumb and, like, unserious, bad faith way. Where are the Twitter files people when Elon bought Twitter? Like, this is the shit that you said they were doing then 10 times. Where are you? What are you saying? I don't care. I'm not going to go look them up. I don't give a fuck. But it's just annoying because you kept hearing that shit all the time. And then this slaps you in the face and you're like, you know, and it's a joke online. We all see it. Where are my free speech warriors? Where the fuck are they? Like, so dumb.
Where are they?
Where are they? Come on now. But it just feels so stupid to say out loud because it's so obvious. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's super frustrating. I don't know. It's the silence is what it is, because I feel like there's a lot of MAGA who quietly understand that implicitly there's something wrong there, but they're fine with it because it's Jimmy Kimmel, aka someone who wasn't part of their team.
It's correct. Right.
They don't give a fuck
like,
if you're.
Right.
They believe in the rights, in theory, in principle, and particularly if you're someone that agrees with them. That's crazy to me.
It's nuts, man. I also put that, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. I'm sure you have too. I put that Charlie Kirk tweet in there where he literally talks about how hate speech is, like, not what Pam Bondi is saying, what she is saying here, which is just, and she does it in the name of Charlie. This quote, you know, it's just all so. They don't care. They don't care. Whatever their team is advancing is what they will do. That is what they will do.
Yeah.
You do say there's a couple people on the fringes. There are, but, I mean, it's tough.
There are. I think Tucker Carlson, out of all people,
yeah,
was against sort of the utilization of Kirk's death for some.
And I do think in the defense of civil freedoms, any wins are good wins, regardless, because these are so important. I will stand with anybody who's willing to stand on true free speech and just not worry about the rest of it, because in the moment you just need to hold the line. You know what I'm saying? But we know how I wax poetically about our civil freedoms. But yeah, they're important.
It's just you the rights you believe in should be consistent for whoever. And I'm so tired of politics being a team sport because it's just nothing's honest. It's all emotions. It's all just red versus blue, whatever the fuck, and it's just tiring.
And it's driven by an idea that like you hate the other team, like, period.
Right.
It is like, us,
so
and
dumb.
it is them. It's bigotry. I'm trying to say the right words. I almost said racism. That's not right. It's bigotry.
That is
just doesn't make any sense. Go ahead.
I heard something to the effects from a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
It was something to the effect of after Kirk was killed. It was something referring to they killed him, or like it's us versus them. Which is so.
That's when you're just
ethereal.
Your brain is poisoned. So poisoned.
Right. I mean, you're just ascribing this to anybody that doesn't agree with you politically is insane.
Yep.
You just can't do that because what you do is you just further dehumanize.
Correct.
Right. And like I can also speak to, and I know we don't want to dwell on this point too much, but I can also speak to the disgust I had with some people, and this is a completely different topic, but well, not completely different. It's in the same vein, but the response on the left too. I don't know. There were elements of it, and again, we all get exposed to like the worst takes. That's just the nature of the internet. But seeing some of the stuff that was catching traction, that was just very dehumanizing entirely.
But just like the idea that the person who is like shaping everything as an us versus them, one person on the left doesn't mean the entire left. Like there are people who suck. That is a thing.
Correct.
Inside of any area, whatever the fuck, any group, there are people that stink, and it's unfortunate, and we wish they weren't that, way. Yeah. But it is what it is. But yeah, I agree. There's people that you're just like, why would you say this? This is such a bad look. This is inappropriate. This doesn't do anything. Because you want to believe that we're all, at the end of the day, earnestly trying to figure out how to come together in ways that we can as a society to like move forward in positive ways, but that's not jiving with.
No, that is
right.
That is the vibe that tears us apart. That is the vibe.
Exactly.
And again, it goes back to that. It's that team sports thing, right? Like, say you're some chronically online leftist person who, for some reason, was a fan of what happened. It's all fun and games until it's a guy that you like. You know what I mean? It's that team sports mentality, and it's just
as much as people probably don't want to hear this. I also had this thought after it happened, where, well, if you watch any of my other garbage that I put out, I'm very pro freedom.
Sure.
In all the ways. But including in some ways to make the argument, I'm pro, like, if you murder someone, the idea is that you've taken the freedom of their life to live. Because the idea is, like, murder is always bad, even when the person you strongly disagree with, because as long as they weren't being violent, they always had a chance to change as well. Like, they still had a freedom of a life to live, and you've taken that. And, like, regardless of who that person is, unless that person was being outwardly violent to you, that's a different story. But if that person wasn't and you've taken their life, like that's always a disgusting act, because you've taken the freedom of someone's life to live. Again, you could even I disagree with them. It's like, okay, but they could have, people change their mind, people do this, do that, like, yeah. So, but again,
just to bring it all the way back,
doesn't represent the group. Get away from that group think, people. Sorry, go ahead.
Correct. Well, I'm also of the opinion that all of the takes that you see online represent probably 20% of the general public. You know what I mean? It is
and it interacts with the interactions online are way different than in real life, so they're just more toxic and groupthink. Go ahead.
Yeah, because everyone's looking just for clicks and to clown on someone and to meme and to... Right, it's all just fucking trolley games and people getting way too in their feels.
Just a bad faith factory.
Oh man,
Of
it
sadness, as you
genuinely
would say. Yeah.
watching the response to Charlie Kirk, like the whole
It's
event,
tough, dude. It's tough.
has really solidified my belief in the idea that the way we communicate online is just absolutely nothing but a negative for the discourse at large. Like,
crazy.
I almost am convinced at this point that we could delete the internet and we would be much better people for it
100%.
very quickly.
100%. Dude, I watched...
And they're like, it sucks that that's how I feel about it, right? Because all it is mass
Yeah,
information.
it's true.
So why has it been bastardized to this extent?
I mean, though, because it's the dopamine hits that people get, and I was watching this, and I've always watched a few of these over the years. This video that was arguing for boredom and how smartphones and the modern age take away boredom, where boredom makes you reflect, even give life purpose, think through things, which is always true. I'm always like, oh shit, I should put my phone away more, But that's how it all happens. These dopamine hits, and everyone's on there. Everyone's constantly thinking about shit.
Yeah.
A groupthink,
Well, it's also, you have
Tough.
social media. You have social media platforms that are incentivized to
Right.
keep you engaged.
Right.
And the things that are most easily
Those
engageable
dopamine
with
hits.
are ones that emotionally involve you. How do
dopamine
you
hits,
do
yeah.
that? You just churn out, rage bait. You churn out bad takes.
Right.
You churn out.
Let's say you're an activist pre-internet days in your community, whatever. You would have a mostly normal life, but you would have these events. You'd have these things that you would do because you're an activist to push an agenda, to push a way forward, blah, 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 blah. But you would have more of a life. Dude, nowadays you're an activist. What are you, just online, Twitter, just like absolutely just like needing to slam the fucking send button every 10 minutes just to like get a dopamine hit? And I'm not even accusing anyone of anything. It's just a different world. And if you do lean in an activist bent, now you have a way to like be engaged 24/7 in pursuit of that. That's just like a bad combination for people and their mental health,
Yeah.
So yeah, random thoughts, but
Well, I mean,
all right. Any other thoughts on
to
this?
me? It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, no, it's just I know that was a bit of an aside, and we can
No,
bring
that
it
was
back
excellent.
to
That was excellent.
because I do think that full circle that the Trump and his ghouls are going to use this to leverage taking some real action against some groups. The Jimmy Kimmel thing felt like a litmus test, and the fact that we like quietly that has just happened. I suppose not quietly, but nobody's really outraged about it. It feels like the litmus test for how far can we take this. Because if you listen to Stephen Miller on Fox News the other day, he's talking about tracking down leftist groups, whatever that
What does that
ethereal
even
term
mean? What a
means.
dumb
Right,
like.
exactly. Finding the funding.
Where's
setting
the Black
DOJ
Panther
after.
Party? It's like, okay, dude, 1975 is looking for you. Go ahead.
Well, it's like what Trump the other day with
So
the
dumb, man.
Antifa
Yeah.
executive order. It's like, dude, that's such
Dude,
a
that's not even like a
non-centralized
centralized
thing.
You got it. Go ahead.
like, what are we doing? What ghosts are we chasing here? What are we fighting? We're fighting shadows.
Yeah, I don't. And
Because
why? Like
to just
man.
to chalk up any sort of energy on the left that is anti-MAGA as just paid groups and activism and you know what I mean,
people-
extremist quote unquote ideas is insane.
For now, Jimmy Kimmel was fired. I just
Yeah.
and I know this is how this. I'm gonna look like an idiot because I know this is how this creeps. I couldn't see like someone like Jimmy Kimmel, sometime within Trump's term, going to jail for it instead of just being fired. That would be.
I
Could you
guess we'll see.
that happening? I mean, that's a fair answer.
We'll
but-
see.
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't
fair
know.
answer.
I really don't know now.
That's a fair answer.
And
No,
I had
I
a
hear ya.
tinfoil hat thought today.
I mean, they're
which
going
don't know
after
if I
Tish
should
James.
share, but
Like, come on, let's be real about that. Go ahead.
I had a tinfoil thought tinfoil hat thought today, which I'm not going to expand on too much, but I could see a
Yeah, let's not
world
do that.
where the
Yep.
Stephen Miller and the J.D. Vance and the Peter Thiels collaborate to create an emergency that extends
So
the power that they take.
I don't
if that makes
understand how
sense.
people don't see this world when January 6th is a thing. I was watching an interview with Kyle Kalinske and some guy recently, and he said that, and I've always felt that way. I think maybe I've said that too, but I definitely heard it there. And I was like, okay. It's like, of course Trump's going to try to stay in power. He did. What do you, January 6th, bro? You know what I'm saying?
I go back
So-
and forth on it.
But okay, fine. That's fine. You do you. But there's history, right? I mean, that's
Well,
facts.
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
But I hear you.
Well,
I mean, you do
we'll
you. on
see.
that.
I mean,
yeah.
presidential
math, how
race
you do
starts
Yeah,
starts turning up about 24 months beforehand or shortly after midterms, so we'll see.
That was a nice ramble. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. All right. Did you see the California bans law enforcement and masks and whatever? I gave this a read too.
Yes,
see
I did
this?
see this one. Yeah.
All right. Just any knee-jerk reactions. I just always think, and I just feel like this is a catch-all. So let's flesh it out. This is two goobers talking on a gooby podcast. Like nobody cares. But like you shouldn't be able to wear masks. If you're a public worker, the idea is you're supposed to be working in support of the community and doing right by the community, and obviously not like breaking laws and stuff. So you would be maskless as like a transparent, as like a public safety officer position, which encapsulates a lot. Do you feel like you agree with that, knee jerk, or?
1000%. If you
Oh,
are
okay.
if you are public facing and you're working in the public space and you are working on behalf of the government, you should be identifiable.
Yep.
And the fact that ICE feels like they have to mask themselves says a lot about the nature
It's a tough
of their
look.
work.
Yeah, it's a tough look. It's a tough look.
Yeah.
Anybody who wouldn't say that is just freaking gargling the, you know what I'm saying. But yeah.
Well, it's just like so there was a bit of a trend there where I believe ICE workers were getting doxxed. And that's their defense for everybody masking up. Which, I don't know. I still think, like, what is getting doxxed
But
if
what
you're
is
working
I was
for
about
the
to
public?
say,
You
what
know
does
what I
getting
mean?
doxxed mean? Right.
You work for the
Right.
public. I'm sure I
And
could
look-
look up every single sheriff and police officer that's working in my direct area.
Totally agree. And
But isn't that
Well-
part of the accountability system? Is that you are somebody in the community and everybody's aware of who you are?
non-smooth brains would agree.
Sure.
But yeah, look, I think the idea that you get doxxed and look, it's really lost on people
it did
too
happen.
often that when someone dies, it can just be, or someone gets murdered or assassinated, whatever, it can just be personal beef. Now, I'm not saying that like anything recently was just personal beef. That's not what I'm saying. But it's really lost on people where like it has to be some like greater thing. Because like if someone hunted down a public-facing ICE worker, they would be arrested and prosecuted, and they would be tried for murder, and they would probably get convicted for murder. Like sometimes I feel like people
Right.
exist in this world where the law doesn't do its thing already, on a level of who's of course they're always going after trying to find out who's personally responsible for things. It's so stupid, man. You're not getting doxxed. You shouldn't be wearing a mask, and you should understand that the more we can calm and make our societies a better place to live, you don't have to worry either. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people act like places that are war zones just are that way, and they are always. That's such a stupid ass way to approach things. Like, it's not true. So I felt so strongly about it, so I thought there was. I was trying to come up with some holes. Not everything's perfect. But they wrote in here like undercover cops. There's always some nuance to any bill they write, right? I read in the article. It's like undercover cops don't have to, and a couple other things, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some exceptions. I mean, let's say
No,
you're
yeah.
a SWAT team surely you have potentially some body gear that is protecting your face, or say you're fighting a riot and you're deploying tear gas and you have to wear a mask so that the National Guard isn't getting smoked out or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, if you are working with the public and you are apprehending people, you should be identifiable as a servant of the government. To just throw a mask across your face, it feels like a way to embolden the agents to just do whatever the fuck they need to do.
Correct,
Right?
yeah.
Because you're not gonna hold any scrutiny. Like, I wonder if we had a video that was similar to George Floyd, let's say. It's ICE agents trying to apprehend somebody. Somebody dies during the apprehension. Would the Trump administration even identify those officers? Say they're masked and they're unidentifiable, right? Like, that's concerning.
No. And that is definitely
You don't think they
concerning.
would? You think
No.
they just...
No, I don't believe they would at all. I mean, we'd have to see that scenario to know exactly, but no.
Yeah, of course, but...
What indication has anyone given? Again, just like he's going to be in office for a hot minute, because, like, January 6th, it's like there's no indication in this history of either of these things that that's going to be a thing. So.
Yeah, I can't co-sign this any more than... Like, this is 100%.
And sometimes I just feel like I want to talk to you about things because I feel like I'm losing my mind. Like, don't you miss, like... This is right up an old school libertarian's alley where my mind used to be when I was younger. Of, like, economics aside, libertarian, you'd look at all the other aspects and you'd be like, yo, hell yeah. Like, but now
Yeah,
it just
you would
feels like
say-
the same people who at the time maybe like leaned right or were righties, but feeling that way about a lot of things in common with me, now they just, like, don't give a shit. They're like, yeah, sure. Yeah, just mask up. Just bomb Iran.
It does make me...
It's just like, what? But yeah.
It makes me wonder where the libertarians are as far as Trump, because it does feel like there's just a whole lot of radio silence over there.
Yeah, and he spoke at their convention last year, so it's a lot of... I mean, it's,
Like,
that takes a lot of the
masked-
independent wind out of the sails, doesn't it? Of course it does, though, right? Like, he showed up at their convention. That takes...
But masked federal agents just doing whatever they want with citizens or non-citizens is something that I would assume a libertarian would...
Of course, that's what I'm
fucking
saying.
blow a brain,
Right.
like blow a vein in their forehead over. You would think. There's so much history of the secret police that it kind of feels like ICE is becoming that, and they have nothing to say about it.
Dude, Ron Paul's revolution
I mean-
was maskless. Come on, people. Just
Ron
come on.
Paul, 2012, God bless.
Maskless.
I have to say, though, ICE, and this is... I keep forgetting how much money they gave ICE recently. I truly think in the worst possible future in this country, if we were to have a secret police, it's going to be ICE at this point. Because they just got written the biggest check ever, and they basically have zero limitations, it seems like, right now. The courts have nothing to say about what they're doing. If there were ever to be a secret police in this country, it's going to be that group. I don't know, I'd stake my fucking left testicle on that claim.
No, that feels right.
But that's obviously it's a bit of an aside, because again, I don't know where all this ends up. I don't know where all this ends up.
And I just
don't know
wish
if we're all
people
just
stood on
holding
their
our breath
principles, and y'all are making me lose my mind, because this is such an
It
easy...
is crazy.
This is an easy, like, no, you shouldn't wear a mask.
Yeah, the same people
Like,
who
you
would
shouldn't
die
wear a
on the hill
mask.
that was Waco, Texas, have nothing to say about masked federal agents in the streets of American cities. Okay,
Stupid.
it's good to know. Those two positions could not be further from each other. It's crazy.
All right.
Yeah. The press
Thanks for
pass,
finding the article itself for this. It's just one of those things you come across and you're just like, are you seriously? Like, so a Christian nationalist pastor wants people to take down "Hate has no home in Jackson County" signs. So a Christian nationalist pastor does not support signs that say "Hate has no home here." And, like, doesn't it just make you wonder what goes through these people's brains? It just feels to me like it has to be attention grabbing. Like you can't actually be as stupid. Which I know I'm giving a lot of credit. I know. But when it's so obvious, this session is almost like a keep me sane here. Because I just don't know why someone would give a shit about a sign like this. And it gets worse because, like, a far-right Christian nationalist pastor citing the murder of political activist Charlie Kirk has called for his neighbors to take down their "hate has no home here" signs, claiming those messages endorse political violence against people like him. So it's once again, first of all, so you're saying hate does have a home there? That's so stupid. You know what I'm saying? But it's once again like just roping everyone together in a divisive us versus them. Oh, look, this is hostile to me because it ain't my team, and so this must be an attack on me. It's like, dude, you're so insufferable. And these people make everything about themselves too. It's so insufferable. I don't know.
It is hilarious too because reading what his response has been, he's saying the stuff that he preaches, because he's a pastor apparently, has been characterized as hateful by the other side. So to say that hate has no home means that I have no home. But just let's get out of the meta conversation fucking chronically online here. This message in a vacuum, who could object to this? Hate has no home here.
That's what I'm saying.
In a vacuum. Why are we objecting to this?
That's what I'm saying. That's where the game gets given
point
away.
Of criticism,
because anybody can take what you said, and that's fine. But the game's given away when the you know.
Hate has no home here, and he drives by and he goes, ridiculous. "Wait a minute, they're talking about me." Like, dude,
right,
just take the banner for what it says.
It's
right?
all about them. They walk through life, and they're just like,
that's crazy.
You know, I guess he's trying to build some far right Christian nationalist compound north of Nashville. Which did you watch? I'm sure
I did see that.
You come across things on YouTube too from time to time that just get delivered to you. There was one that was profiled in Arkansas on some channel that's like not More Perfect Union, but some sort of like they just go out there.
I thought it was in Utah.
I was about to say they're popping up everywhere. It feels like they're popping up everywhere.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Feels like years back when after Trump got elected the first time, I remember reading an article about like freedom churches that were popping up that were like political and religious intertwined. And we're just like reaching more inevitable conclusions, you know? Not great. Not great.
Not great at all. I will say, there is a world where the person who put this up had this guy in mind. But again, it doesn't call you out at all. It has 2 crosses on it. It literally doesn't call anybody out. And it just says, hey, has no home here.
That's it.
So, I just don't understand the issue.
It says they're attacking me,
bro. If your name was on this, maybe. But the fact that you're assuming this is about you, fuck me.
Try being
where's
nicer
the
to the
banner
gays.
Yeah. It's hard for folks like him.
It's very hard. Very hard.
I will say, after reading this article, I looked up a few clips of him. And there's a YouTube channel called Right Wing Watch.
Oh yeah, they've been doing great work for years.
So all they do is they just clip right wing folks online, and they just post what they're saying. There's no commentary. It's just, hey, this speaks for itself. And he had a few clips on that channel that, oh my God bless.
It's brutal stuff.
And it's always so ironic to me that the Christian white nationalists would have hated the Jesus character in the New Testament if they knew that person in real life. Absolutely would not agree with them.
Yeah.
It's just that irony is never lost.
What's frightening is there's an alarming amount of people you can ask, what's the end goal for society? In you hope most people would say, well, just to look around, know that my fellow man is not my enemy, and work together as much as possible. No. You get a lot of answers like, Jesus coming back, picking us up, you know. Okay.
Sure.
So they just have this mindset of like, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't have to live in this reality of, you know,
Right.
respecting and loving other fellow humans the way I should. No, I get to just be my bigoted self, and it doesn't even hit my conscience, because Jesus be coming any day now. Praise the Lord.
But it's just funny to me because a lot of the values that are core to the cynicism that's on the right is just directly at odds with so many verses in the New Testament.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, right.
How
But
do you
hypocrisy
square
doesn't
that
matter.
circle?
They don't care.
How do you square that circle? Especially
They don't
this
care.
guy, right? Like, if you're a conservative, you're not inherently a Christian. This guy is literally a self-avowed pastor. And he just doesn't give a fuck about immigrants, doesn't give a fuck about...
They don't care.
Right, like
I'm sure the gays.
I'm sure if we dug in a
people
little
who aren't
deeper,
white, like, we get it. All the fucking things are
Right,
always like
right,
weird as
right.
shit about. No
right,
doubt.
being a racist and being a
Fucking
Christian is
weird.
crazy to me because did God not make all the folks? Did God not make all the people to be
Dumb,
saved?
bro.
What are we doing? Blows my mind.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make
But-
any sense until you see pictures of Jesus and he's, you know, white with blue eyes. And then you go, oh. I see.
Yeah. Maybe
None
that
of it
doesn't
makes
make
sense.
any sense. There you go.
And that does, because that doesn't make sense. And I really hope that people are aware of that.
Doesn't. Other people are not the enemy. Don't know how many times that needs to be said. Other
Hey.
people are not the enemy. Dude,
I don't care who
even
cancels
the billionaires
I'm gonna
aren't
say it.
themselves the enemy. The government is the weapon to attack the money, which is the enemy, to collect it and give it back to all of us. Okay? But the people
Preach.
themselves, no,
Preach.
they are also human beings.
It's not a culture war, folks. It's a class war. The sooner you understand that, the better.
Yes, but I read these unhinged late-stage capitalism posts, and I fully believe in the idea that, well, it slips away these days, but you could still commandeer the governmental power in a way that would be helpful to the common man. But how long that is possible, who knows? Anyways, we're all doomed.
Can I just wrap that one up by
Oh, sure.
taking a public stance?
Go ahead.
And I might get canceled for this. Perhaps I lose my job. But I would just like to say, hate has no home here.
Oh my God! Throw this man in jail.
Very.
This is the most disgusting thing that I've ever heard in my life. Can't believe it.
I'm trying to be brave. I'm trying to be brave here to say
These
the things
people
I
are
believe
just,
in.
you know,
Hate is
because
bad.
I go back
Can I
and
say
forth
that?
about like what if these people actually believe, or if they're just con people. Is it like righteous gemstones, or are these people pies? I think most of the time these people actually like the reason why the outright hypocrisy is so acceptable is because they believe in such a force. It's kind of like politics, where they believe in their religious team or force or, you know, ideology, way to be saved, way to be rescued, whatever. That hypocrisy be damned. Not great. The dogma speaks
It's
loudly.
a team sport. I know what color team I'm on, brother. All right.
The color team
And they
I'm
can do no
on
wrong.
is
They can do no
everyone
wrong.
is my neighbor, and if I had my way, Mr. Rogers would have been president in perpetuity. But whatever.
Wow.
What do I
Wow.
know? Yeah, that's a little
So you're calling for the
anti-democratic, but
pussification. You're calling for the pussification of America. That's what you're calling for, brother.
this is what I'll tell you. If this is what alpha
Yeah.
males give us, give me the beta male. What are we doing here? This is terrible. This is fucking horrible. Give me the beta male. What could go wrong? All right.
You know what's funny is
Yeah.
there's that old argument that you see all the time when when you talk about female leaders being elected. Something along the lines of they're too emotional, their menstrual cycle.
Yeah, right.
Can we talk about how emotional these self-avowed alpha males are? The
Very
self-avowed alpha males are the most emotional people I've ever fucking met. Looking at you, Andrew Tate. All right, carry on.
Stable people treat other people well. That's what they do. That's what they do.
Wow.
And these people are
Preach.
unstable because they treat people like fucking garbage, and that is not correct. Not correct.
It's not great.
Nope.
It's not ideal.
I see these posts sometimes, and these people be posting these whatever, like, oh, my boyfriend goes through my phone morning and night every day, and all these other things, and you're just like, dude, why do people allow people to control them? That's weird. It's fucking weird. Don't let it happen. All right, don't do that. Last thing you had here was just like a general thing, so I had the wiki on it, which is a little ridiculous, but whatever.
Love that you did your homework.
You want to take it away?
I would love to take this away. And this kind of ties into our first topic. Oh, do you want me to? Not that there's anything to show, I suppose. I won't share my screen. But this is all sort of related into the first topic. It's Charlie Kirk adjacent. But again, watching
independent media, Katie Miller podcast. Sorry, I had to. Go ahead. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Which, by the way, crazy that Stephen Miller's wife is not white. Is that crazy, or is that just me?
That is crazy. And I know it's not. I know it's not nepotism, but everyone, let's please consider that this is the same thing. Go ahead, take it away.
Anyway, it was more, again, not about Katie Miller's podcast, but adjacent to the Charlie Kirk response online. And just seeing how much online discourse and sort of online independent media responded with just the worst misinformation in the moment. And that's not unique to online media, to independent media, quote unquote. Legacy media gets shit wrong all the time too. But I am becoming more and more convinced that independent media, at least in a social media algorithmically scrolled kind of manner, is way worse than legacy media ever was at relaying information. Because legacy media was held to... There wasn't just a fire hose of information, right? You had a few streams. You could choose from your streams. Granted, there were only like 4 or 5 news channels if you grew up in like the 70s. But information wasn't as nearly as chaotic as it is these days. And the chaotic information is so toxic to the discourse that I'm convinced that legacy media should not be killed. Can you convince me off that idea?
No, but it's more the question of like why it was better. It's because there was some sort of controls and regulations that people actually adhered to. Now, it was a different era, fine, but the idea is the same where, you know, if you just have no control or regulation over information in a society that is profit-driven, it's going to always end poorly. It's going to always end poorly. And I think there are, I mean, the biggest one to mind is Kyle Kulinski. Some people who have stood on their principles over time and don't do any sort of money grabbing at all. But most people don't do that. And honestly, I don't even blame people for not doing that. Because people can make choices where they can monetize things but still have integrity. Not everybody, not even close to everybody, but I just, again, over time, it just sucks because everyone's just driven towards a profit motive, and you get like audience capture too as a thing, all these things that we've heard, and it's just it's not, you know. So again, the only thing I've ever come up with when the profit motive really fucks something up is it has to be heavily, at minimum, heavily regulated and like balanced in power with some sort of power to like maintain that. Or even just like, obviously it can't be state owned, but I struggle to come up with something that looks great. It wouldn't scare anybody. Because again, there was governmental regulations back in the day. A stupid one, right, is like swearing, right? You probably still can't over like broad word. Who knows? But like swearing, Who was controlling that? It was a regulatory body, which is governmental, right? And the fucking smooth brains out here in this day and
FCC?
age would think that any sort of interference is communism, which is so brain dead and stupid. Look at the history of the fucking country. Like, that's so dumb. That's not. They literally had plenty of regulatory bodies, and yeah. So, it's such an unsexy and shitty answer, but it's, the balance that you used to have with those bodies that kept things in check, and something you would like to see return. But you know, in a fair way, people will start to bitch about government blah. But what else can you do? This is where when people complain, if I have a solution that at least makes sense to me, and you can't necessarily turn it down. You might not agree with the way it's implemented, but in theory it could work. And you have nothing, then fuck you. But go ahead.
Well, you need an actually impartial regulatory body, which is what the FCC is supposed to be. And it's funny because this kind of ties into the FCC just cutting Kimmel earlier this week. But
Right.
yeah, I understand that when there were only a handful of news channels and they were regulated, at least as far as format and how they could present information, it was easier to control information that way. That is objectively true. But when we have so much information now being shoved into people's space of awareness, and so much of it is just blatantly false, I don't know that that's a better world.
No.
Because now the onus is on the user to figure it out, what is and isn't true. And that was the benefit that legacy media had. And yeah, again, it was easier to control information. You could set a narrative, blah, blah, blah. But at least you had more regulation over understanding that what was being presented was true, more or less. Right? I could scroll on independent, quote-unquote, news channels on YouTube for 10 minutes and scroll legacy media exclusively for another 10. I'm going to be lied way more to
Definitely.
in the independent media space than I am the legacy media space. That's just true.
Yep. Do you think
So
the cat's out of the bag? Can you even put it back in?
I think we're going to have to find a place where it is illegal to make ad revenue off of presenting the news. That's going to have to be only a subscription-driven market.
What do you mean the news? You mean bullshit?
I don't know what
you mean fake?
Well, you just can't sell ads on it. You can't sell products. You can't sell ads. You can present the news, but you're not going to make money on it.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to, you can go the subscription-based model.
I see. Demonetize them.
Yes, you have. I mean, you have to remove the incentive.
Incentives. Yeah.
Right, because otherwise you're incentivized to just lie to your audience. You really are. If there's no standard and you have to sell ads, you are incentivized to lie to your audience.
Yeah.
That's just the Fox News model. Right. And now it's the only model for the online space.
Yeah.
And to me, I've always been a big fan of the subscription-based model. I don't know if we could find a way to better implement that. But I myself pay for 2 different news subscriptions just because I understand that we've been so spoiled in the early internet age how news and weather and all this shit is free. But if the product is free, then you know what I mean? If the thing you're using is free, then you are the product, is that old adage, which is truer than ever these days.
Dude, do you ever miss the old days when it feels like the old days to me? I'm freaking 21, Come on now. But you ever miss the old days where maybe 15 years ago when people would say oh, CNN is garbage and that was, I feel like that was based back then. It was CNN whatever, they don't have the all these mainstream lame stream media. They don't have the working people's true needs and mind and blah blah and all that. Nowadays it just whenever you hear someone who's an independent media person just praise independent media with fawning praise and then just go off on, and now it's just oh, you're a hack, You know, I miss the days when it was based to be like, oh, like CNN, you know, like stupid ass corporate.
Right. Well, that was
like,
early on when independent media was still good. And let's ask
right.
ourselves
That's
why why was early independent media online still good?
because it wasn't as widespread and algorithm driven. I just feel like it was less
There was
toxic the way it's set up. You know
Well,
what I'm
there was
saying?
less money to be made. Bro, if you
Well,
were
right, at the end of
posting
the
as
day,
an
that's what it
independent
is. That's
media
true.
guy on
Yeah.
YouTube 15 years ago, you weren't
Yeah.
making dick for money.
Right.
So you did it because it truly was a passion of yours. And like
Mhm.
you just if that's the incentive is you're just drawing creators that have a passion for being in that space rather than chasing the dollars, you just get better content.
Yeah.
Full stop.
That's true.
And like this is again one of the places where to me profit motive is not it should not be the goal.
No.
I think it's health insurance and I think it's media or at least news
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
I'm further
Healthcare.
convinced that like that's not the model. It just bastardizes the whole system.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've grown very cynical towards the internet and online discourse since Kirk. It's been like the frog in the pot though, right? That's boiling. Like this has been a slow creep, and something about this whole event and the response to it and where we're at now has just fully like made me cynical against
What's wild
just the
is the
online
last thing to
space.
consider. What's wild is there was a blip because of COVID, but over time in the last, especially since lead was phased out, crime rates have come down quite substantially. Even as internet has been phased into society, we have not spiked to like, you know, just like, you know, drastic crime levels like in the past. So that's kind of interesting too, you know. I'm sure there's like studies being done in universities on what are these people called? Sociologists, the study of you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they'd be sociologists.
Right. Yeah. That's interesting to me. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
it kind of makes sense to me because mass media is just getting better and better, and it is a means of pacification, right, for the masses. Because if you're just too engaged online or if you're too engaged with video games or too engaged with whatever that mass medium,
That's true. That's kind of an
outlet
effect
is
that
for
way
you.
too. Oh yeah, no doubt.
It's kinda always been
I
my
say
position.
that like
I don't know if
because
I'm
you see
right.
these people post like Civil War after it's like you're so dumb. Like that's
Oh my
not-
god, dude.
It's just ridiculous, right?
The thing that kills me,
Yeah.
that made me chuckle after everything happened these past couple weeks was conservatives on TikTok like kind of cosplaying as revolutionaries. That's so fucking embarrassing.
That is so embarrassing. That's
Because if you have that revolutionary energy, I know this isn't the thing to say because obviously I don't know how that manifests, but go do it. Don't pretend to be
it's
it
all
online.
it's all look
right?
at me, right? It's all look at me.
Right. It's like
It's
it
all
it
look
really
at me.
is. It's all performative. There's no teeth to it. It's just
It's how I've always
I
felt.
put some
If someone, and look, there's tasteful like salute the troops jerseys and this and that people can wear, but if someone drapes themselves in like American flag stuff and like imagery and they never like served or like not even in the military but like actually worked for government, I don't even care. I don't even consider just military, like any service to like, nope. You know, it's just like such a tough look. It's like, what does it mean?
right, because for you, if you are somebody that wears the American flag as part of your outfit, you are just trying to advertise that you're a patriot and that's my identity, right? Like I'm trying to wink to the people I consider my in-group. It's weird.
I mean, like most days they're wearing those, you know, it's like, oh my goodness.
Sure. Oh, sure. Yeah, those people absolutely exist. And it's funny to me too because isn't part of the flag code that the U.S. flag shouldn't be used as apparel or something to that effect?
There is a bunch of yeah.
Like the most patriotic people are actually just shitting on the flag code when they make their button-up denim T-shirt just a big American flag. Like you've no fucking. There's no real respect.
What does America
there. It's all
represent
performative.
when burning the flag gets you 1 year in jail? What does it represent?
Dude,
You tell me.
That's
You tell me.
crazy to
I don't know,
me.
dude. That's confusing. That's tough.
It's like,
All
well, I'm a
right,
patriot.
anyways.
If you're a patriot and the burning of the flag pisses you off, you as a patriot, you should support that because you understand the implications of freedoms in America. Like that's just it's you can't get more ironic than that. Genuinely.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
I don't know.